Hello everyone, I am Nikita. Our new topic biogeochemical cycle. In today's session, we will cover nutrient, carbon, nitrogen, and role of microorganisms. Well, before going to start, the question come in our mind: what are biogeochemical cycle? So basically, biogeochemical cycle are natural pathways. So it is a natural pathway through which essential elements through which essential elements. So basically, what are the essential elements like carbon, nitrogen, water, and phosphorus? Moves through the biosphere. So this is moves through biosphere into lithosphere, into atmosphere, and last one is hydrosphere. Hydrosphere. So basically, it is a cyclic movement of these elements carbon, nitrogen, water, phosphorus from one biosphere to other lithosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere. That is called biogeochemical cycle. So I know that you are must aware about what these biosphere. So biosphere contains life, hydrosphere, or we can say lithosphere. So lithosphere contains land portion on earth. Atmosphere contains air portion of the earth. And last one is hydrosphere, hydro related to water. So it contains watered portion such as ocean, river, and other water bodies, etc. Let's look a picture, biogeochemical cycle. Look how one element moves. One or more elements move from one atmosphere into lithosphere, into biosphere. That cyclic movement is called biogeochemical cycle. So they help maintain balance in ecosystem and support life by constantly recycling the nutrients. So here the main term is recycling the nutrients. Nutrients such as phosphorus, sulfur, carbon, nitrogen, water, etc. So, the endless journey of nutrient on earth, nothing in nature goes to waste, everything cycles back. Yes, so every element is mixed from air, mixed into land, mixed in living beings, living things, and water also. Let's look the definition. What is the definition of biogeochemical cycle? So biogeochemical cycle are natural process. It take place by naturally that recycles elements like carbon, nitrogen, and other nutrients through living organism, bio, earth for geochemical processes. What are the major importance of biogeochemical cycle? So it's important maintain life supporting balance, yes, ensure supply of essential nutrient, link one sphere with another. So it's link biosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere, and hydrosphere. Think if this cycle stop, life would run out of fuel. Yes. So let's study nutrient cycle. So basically, what are the nutrient? Nutrient are the chemical substance needed for growth and energy. How growth and energy? So it include carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur. Yes, we know carbon is our fundamental main element. It's found everywhere on planet, including living, biotic, abiotic factor, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur. Both these elements makes DNA, protein thing. So it's directly or indirectly help in growth, help for survival. Nutrient cycle moves through producer. So producers then consumer, then decomposer. Decomposer return nutrient to soil and air. Let's start with the carbon cycle. This is the most important cycle. Carbon, we know carbon is a building block of life. So it's a building block of life. How? We know plant absorb carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. Look, this is plant. Plant do photosynthesis, help to fixing the carbon dioxide into organic form. Whereas animals eat plant, carbon enter in food chain. Then they also do respiration. So respiration by plant and animal release carbon dioxide back into atmosphere. Decomposer come on the some microbes present in air, present in soil. They act as a decomposer. So decomposers break down dead matter, returning carbon to soil in air. Soil and air. Fossil fuel when burned release extra carbon dioxide, increase global warming. So it is a cyclic movement of carbon. So first carbon moves from air, goes into the living matter plant, then these plant further do respiration, release carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere. Animals perform respiration, they also release carbon dioxide gas, whereas these decomposer decompose plant the dead remaining thing and convert the carbon form into organic form. So this is how the carbon turns into gas, then turns into organic thing. Let's look the key process involved in carbon cycle. First is photosynthesis. Plant absorb carbon dioxide and convert it into glucose, C6H12O6. Then respiration, organism release carbon dioxide by breakdown of glucose. Decomposition returns carbon. Combustion release carbon dioxide from the fuels or the other industrial activity. Plants store carbon, yes. So basically, human impact, more carbon dioxide leads to change climate. The nitrogen cycle. Next, another amazing cycle is the nitrogen cycle. We know nitrogen is needed for protein and DNA, but most nitrogen is in the form of air. So, around 78% of air are present in gaseous form is N2. So basically, what are the major step of nitrogen cycle? Nitrogen fixation. So what is the meaning of nitrogen fixation? It is a simple natural phenomena in which atmospheric nitrogen converted into organic nitrogen substance such as ammonia, such as nitrite, such as nitrite and nitrate. So, nitrogen fixation is done by bacteria. Bacteria convert these nitrogen gas into organic nitrogen component. Come on the second step, nitrification. So basically ammonia converted into nitrite and further converted into nitrate. Then assimilation. So basically assimilation, plant absorb nitrate. Ammonification, it convert waste into ammonia, or it is a conversion in which nitrogen converts into ammonia. Denitrification, it involves nitrate into nitrogen gas again and release into the atmosphere. So let's look and understand by the image. So nitrogen cycle, first we know 78% of nitrogen gas present in atmosphere. These nitrogen fix by the help of some nitrogen fixing bacteria converts into ammonia. Formation of ammonia called ammonification. It is a fast second step. First step. These ammonia further converted into nitrite, and this step called nitrification. All the step is followed by some bacteria like nitrogen fixing bacteria, denitrifying bacteria. These nitrite further converted into nitrate by the help of nitrifying bacteria. And what happened, these nitrate is further converted into the nitrogen gas which mix in atmosphere. That process called denitrification. So we look step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. These all four major events help to maintain the nitrogen cycle, and these all step is followed by some kind of microorganism, bacteria. Let's study the key microbial process, which microorganism involved. So, nitrogen fixation, rhizobium, it's a kind of bacteria which living with leguminous root. Azotobacter is another bacteria. Convert atmospheric nitrogen into ammonia. That process called nitrogen fixation. We have to fix atmospheric nitrogen into the soluble absorbable form of nitrogen compound. Nitrification, the another step, nitrosomonas and nitrobacter, it help in conversion of ammonia into nitrites and further nitrates. Ammonification, decomposer bacteria and fungi help in convert dead matter waste substance into ammonia. Denitrification, it is a reversible process done by the Pseudomonas bacteria and Paracoccus bacteria. Nitrogen gas is returning it to the air. Identify what is the this image depicts. It's a bacteria. So role of microorganism, yes, it's tiny but mighty. It help in carbon cycle, it help in nitrogen cycle. No microbe means no cycle, means no life. We know how much these cycles very important to us. It help in like recycling of nitrogen, carbon, water. It helps in phosphorus, sulfur, maintain all kind of cycle. In carbon cycle, we see decomposers release carbon dioxide. In nitrogen cycle, we just look different kind of bacteria and their role. Now it's a recap which bacteria help in which task. So carbon decomposition and respiration done by fungi, bacillus, methanogen. Nitrogen help in fixation, nitrification, denitrification, bacteria involved in fixation, rhizobium, nitrosomonas, and pseudomonas respectively. Phosphorus solubilize phosphate for plant use. Bacteria involved bacillus, megatherium. And sulfur, oxidize or reduce sulfur compounds like thiobacillus, desulfovirus. Cycle connection. Is one cycle connected with the another? Yes, of course. Cycle are interconnected. Decomposer work in both cycle like carbon and for nitrogen. So this is a summary. Carbon stored in air, fossil, returned by respiration in atmosphere, used by plant again and animal. Nitrogen stored in air as well as soil, returned by the bacteria, used by plants and other animals. Real life relevance of these cycles. So why should you care? Climate change, carbon imbalance. So if amount of carbon dioxide or carbon content in any kind of sphere level, it may be like it may be biosphere, it may be lithosphere, it may be atmosphere. So if carbon imbalance take place, it can lead climate change. Second thing is fertilizer affects nitrogen, leads to eutrophication. Eutrophication means it is enrichment of nutrient in the water body or water resources, which leads to grow of algal bloom, leads to deficiency of oxygen in water, leads to death of the aquatic animals. Microbes healthy ecosystem. So microbes make ecosystem more healthier. Quick recap, if we look biogeochemical cycle, recycle essential elements, carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, and the microorganism. So let's do some questions. What process allows plant to remove carbon from air? So it's a photosynthesis in which carbon dioxide from air converted into glucose. Easy. Most abundant gas, yes, it's nitrogen, which is 78%. What do nitrogen fixation bacteria do? So, nitrogen fixing bacteria converts nitrogen gas into ammonia, which cycle is affected by fossil fuel. So, yes, carbon, because burning or combustion of fossil fuel leads to release of carbon dioxide. Name one nitrogen fixing bacteria. Let's think on it. It's rhizobium. So this is end for today. In our next topic, we will cover some another concept and some another walk. Take care. Bye.